Yeah, hatless today. I am hatless. Bring my mic down a little bit. Today we are going to talk about a new GoPro mount that I invested in. That's right, I invested in a new GoPro mount. And I bought this because I have a fair bit of different helmets, and the helmets are based around the type of riding I'm going to be doing. And because I have a weird addiction to buying helmets, as my wife would say. But one of the issues that I have with GoPro mounts is that, for one, I don't like GoPro mounts stuck to my helmet. I find that I just don't trust them. I'll just put it that way. I don't trust anything kind of stuck to it, especially to the side or wherever it is. And you spend this time kind of getting it in the spot, and then you realize that's not where you want it. And now you've ruined the mount and you got a sticker on there, etc., etc. So up till now, I've been using this. I'll just grab it right here. This guy right here. And this, hopefully you guys can see it. This just kind of straps in, goes underneath your helmet, and it's got these little bands, and it's been working good. I actually bought 2 of them because they're fairly inexpensive. I think they're like, I don't know, $10 or $15, something like that when I bought them. They may be up a little bit now because prices just kind of do that. But seem nice, fits there. It's a little shaky, as you can see that there. It's really easy for me to kind of move that around. But for the most part, no complaints. It did exactly what I needed to do. It was inexpensive and just fairly easy to move around. Again, I ended up buying 2 because there's 2 helmets I primarily use, and this was a great way to not have to take it off of one helmet and put it on the other. But the issue was this. Here's helmet number 2. So this is helmet number 2. So this is an adventure helmet. And I don't know if you guys can notice it. It's got quite a beak on it, right? So it's got a point to it. So that one, I ended up breaking the second mount because I put it on there and I was trying to tighten it enough and it just broke the plastic. It just broke right in half, which was perfect when I was out doing all my riding, and I'm like, now I have a broken mount. So I'm gonna put these back down. My hope was that I wanted to find something that was possibly better, a little stronger, that wouldn't break, and that I could easily move between my helmets. Because if it was going to cost more, I wanted it to be easy to pull off one and pop on another. So I ended up finding this one. It's by a company called Dango Design. You can see it here, Dango Design Gripper Mount. Comes in a bunch of different colors. I got mine in gray because I figured it would easily just move between the different colors of my helmets. I do recommend, if you're going to buy this, especially if you live in Canada, buy it from Amazon.com. Pay the import fees or whatever, because it's way cheaper than buying it from Amazon.ca, at least right now. I'll leave links to both, but watch this, because if you come here, just so you guys can see it, Amazon.com, right? You're looking at $49 plus about 17, 18 bucks shipping. You should get this Canadian wise. It's about, I don't know, about $80-ish, something like that. Now, if you buy it here, this is Amazon.ca, and you'll see this is where I bought mine from. Right, you can see I purchased it actually a while back. I haven't used it yet because I haven't been out riding much, which is sad this summer. But prices, look at the $151, $150, $183. What? That doesn't make any sense. So that would have been too much. I would never have spent that. I bought this when I bought it back in July, $80 total. 79 bucks, that's with shipping and handling coming in from the US. I don't know why it's so expensive right now. Anyways, this is it right here. We're gonna take it out of the box. We're going to, well, you can kind of see it. We're gonna take it out of the cardboard, I guess. We're gonna see how it mounts on these 2 helmets, and then we're gonna go for a quick rip. All right, coming up. All right, guys, so their website says here, gripper jaw with flexible front web clamps and conforms to irregular shapes and surfaces. So that was also really good. And, you know, this is great for a helmet, but you could use it for all kinds of other stuff too, right? It's just a nice clamp. It's just which is great. You want to mount it on a wall, have at her. Easily movable and serves as quick attach fixed mount, handheld stabilizer, or mini tripod. 2-axis rotation for quick and easy adjustments. Gripper mount is commonly used for all power sports, action sports, including motocross, motorcycles, side-by-sides, ATVs, bicycles, snowboarding, skiing, surfing, kayaking, and more. All hardware included. So, this is it, right here. Gripper mount, one mount, unlimited use. I'm pretty excited that this is, like, it's sturdy. There's no way that this is just gonna bust like the other ones do. Now, I probably should have brought scissors up, which I don't know if I did. Probably not. So let's see what this handy, really dull knife is gonna be like. Okay, really dull knife. Ready? Okay, that's all right. It's sharp enough. My dull knife is sharp enough. Okay. Surprised I didn't just break the knife. I need to sharpen that. Okay, so this is coming off. Put that right there. This is the box that comes in. That's it. Camera mount. So the camera mount itself, let's just look at this. The camera mount itself, I think you can push it in and then spin it. Yeah, see, you can spin it. You push it in and you can spin it. So depending on how you want your mount, if you want it this way, because you're gonna mount this off to the side, or you're gonna mount it up, you can just kind of, smart, right? That's pretty smart. And it's got a clamp, and it looks like a little, what is this? Like maybe a tether band or something like that. So you can kind of strap it around, you know, this here. You can have this around something if you want, if you need that. Maybe you could, no, I was gonna say, maybe you could just mount this around your helmet, but I wouldn't do that. That's still, let that hang if you need to. Take it off if you don't want it. Okay, so let's try it on a helmet. You can't see here. Look at, like, you can see all the almost like little rubber teeth for grip, as well as on this side. Like, that's, you squeeze your finger in there, it's gonna hurt. I'm just saying. So don't do that. Don't do it. You might want to do it. Don't do it. Okay, so let's try easy helmet. This is easy helmet. This is the helmet that I would have no concerns that this should work, because you guys, I don't know if you can even see this. I'm gonna undo this. This one here, such a, see how it just popped off? Just pop, you know, that's it, pops off. You just kind of undo that. This just, that's it. That's this. If you want something cheap, it's not a bad option. If you want something that's not cheap, then this is a better option. But this just kind of goes, you take this, it's kind of hard to do with one hand, actually. You just kind of, and that's it. Boom. You know, you guys can see that, I think. Right? And that's, yeah, that's not going anywhere. Not at all. Let's see. Well, I don't want to do it that way. If I held it like this, like, you could almost hold the helmet up. Almost. But, you know, you're bending it. And it's not going to ever be like that. But that, you get that on there. And here's the other thing that I like. When I use the other one, the bands come in through here, which means I can't close the visor all the way. So you always get a little bit of wind flow or airflow kind of coming through that. Whereas this, there's nothing there, so your visor can seal. That's a win for sure. And then you're like, I don't want to wear this helmet. Yeah. Oh, that's such a win. Now here's the concern, is this guy with the beak. I've been wanting to wear this one because it's super comfortable, at least for me. It fits my head good. But finding one of these was not easy. So, ready? Right on there. Because of the little teeth, little grip, guys. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? The little teeth grips? Maybe if I do this, maybe. There's these little, like, little teeth in here. So you get that, like, yeah, that's good. You just, the teeth snug into the corners. So all the little edges, maybe you guys can see that. All the little edges here, like they grip onto things. I got me a little GoPro for this helmet now. Oh, that's fantastic. And the black and gray looks sharp on this helmet, I think. Yes? Oh, yes. That's nice. And it doesn't even look like it's... Like, you wouldn't look at that and be like, what the heck's attached to your helmet? No, it's... I love that. Okay, my GoPro is charging right now. So we're going to let it finish charging. And then we're going to go out for a ride. See how that is. I think that's going to be a whole bunch of awesome. All right, let's go. All right, guys, so we have got the helmet on with the GoPro on there, which is good. And it's been a while since I've ridden. I'm like, I don't even know where my gloves are. Maybe one of these. Is that like, seems right? Seems like there's a right and a left. That's beneficial, I guess. Okay, we'll use these. All right, bike started, which was good. You just never know when it's been sitting for a while. Yeah, rough year for riding. Weather hasn't been great, and I don't know, I just haven't been feeling it this year. You know, things like that happen, I guess. Okay, pop this. Now the big thing to start with is that the camera sits a little lower because it's just down farther, right? It's not up here, it's down here. So something to be aware of as well. Not a big deal, but definitely be aware of it. All right, see if I can get out of my actual driveway here. But it looks good. Like, clamps on there nice. It's as high as it's going. Yeah, okay, let's go for a ride, I guess. All right. And you guys should get at least a little bit of an idea of what the footage is like. I think because it's on the helmet, like so, like it's so firm, like there's just going to be no vibration or anything like that, which you get a lot of times when you're, for one, using like actual GoPro mounts, I find, because usually it's not just one GoPro mount and nothing actually fits quite perfectly. It's everything's just kind of loose. So this though seems like it should be super stable. All right. Feels nice being back out on the bike actually. It's a nice temperature out. It's about 15 degrees Celsius. So nice day to be outside. And I have my 360 camera right here. So that's what you guys are seeing. So it's my absolute favorite camera. It's the 360. I have this one, which is the Insta360 1X, and then I have the 360 1R. I was going to use that today, but I realized that I didn't have any batteries charged. So this one got chosen due to the fact that the batteries were good to go. And then on my actual helmet, which is the one you're seeing, my point of view shot, is a GoPro Hero 7 Black. And I'm hoping audio is coming through, because you know, sometimes it's a little iffy if one of these little adapters decides to not be in there properly or whatever. Oh yeah, it's a nice temperature out today for riding, for sure. So how does it feel? And I probably got this little lanyard string kind of floating around wherever that is. Yeah, I can feel it down here. I'm going to tuck that into my coat a little bit. There we go. All right, kind of come down here. And you got to watch a little bit more this time of year, because there's a lot more leaves and gravel and stuff. So just kind of be aware of all that. This kind of road's not bad, but I know in the roads around my house, there's just so many like leaves and stuff. So you come into a corner a little bit too fast, you just never know, especially if you cut a corner. A couple of years ago, actually, that happened to me. I was on my bike in my neighborhood, first corner by our house. I came around it, I cut the corner in, and the tire just slid right out on me. So I'm like, that's awesome, biker. So I was like, yep, watch those corners. Yeah, it was like my, I don't know, third year of riding. It was like on the biggest bike that I've ever ridden for myself. It was back on my Vulcan days when I had a Nomad, which was a 1500, and yeah, I wasn't even out of, I think, first gear, which was good.
I hit the corner pretty slow, and she just kind of dropped out on me. I just kind of hopped off. But this time of year, you gotta watch that stuff for sure. But this road looks good, and hopefully the mount is doing okay for you guys. This is probably a lot longer of a video for you that you were kind of wanting. Feel free to fast forward to the end if you're not interested in my neighborhood and me just kind of whipping around like this. Wow, wow, you know. Yep. Yeah, I gotta make time, especially maybe even a little bit more this year before the season completely goes. You know, it's almost mid-October, so there's probably another week or two for sure, maybe even more depending on what the weather's like, before I have to completely put the bike away. I should make sure to just put some time to go out for a ride for sure, something longer than just around the block here. See if Mary wants to go. One of the reasons we haven't been, Mary's center stand spring busted and we can't find a spring for it, so we're just hunting around, and I think I'm going to order one online, but I have to get it from like eBay or something like that, and who knows how long that'll take to get here. It may be middle of winter, maybe next spring. You don't even know. So that's been an issue for her not going out, and me got so much work right now between, you know, with the YouTube stuff, which is what I love doing. I love doing these things for you guys. I love it. And some of my actual job. So I think some changes need to happen soon. That's what I'm thinking. Hopefully soon. That's neutral. Yep. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking, and we'll cut back in once I'm pulling into the house. All right. Alright guys, so you can see on my street what I was talking about. You can see all the leaves in the corners and leaves on the ground, and it's just, there's even by my house there's like gravel. I'm like, where did the gravel even come from? I don't quite understand it. Like, just kind of come up here close, and there's just gravel down there. Or at least there was. Yeah, down here, see it? You may or may not be able to see it. See all the gravel down there? I have no idea where that came from. Anyways, I'm gonna go in, take a look at the footage myself. You guys have seen it already, and then we'll go into the studio and we'll talk about it. I think it's gonna be awesome, is what I think, because you guys will be able to tell. Did it move much at all? No, nothing. I can't push it up any further. That's fantastic. All right, guys, let's go inside.
Okay, guys, so you know, this is one of those purchases for any of us that use like a GoPro or an Insta360 or any kind of action camera that especially actually do action kind of sports, and I want to use that action sports kind of in a limited kind of term, because it's not as if we're doing anything crazy. Like, I'm riding a motorcycle, right? Or I take it out when I'm riding on my mountain bike or anything like that. The thing is we may be wearing protective gear, and we only have one camera, and a lot of us only have like one or two mounts, and what we don't want to have to do is be stuck or limited. This probably is one of the best little purchases for my GoPro or Insta360, the 1X or 1R, that I've probably actually ever bought. This thing is just such a lifesaver, because little things, and we've all done this, especially if we have used a GoPro for actually doing some kind of action-y sport, is that we've recorded all of our stuff. We've done our recording. I've gone out for a motorcycle ride, and I no longer need to or want to be using this to record, but it's stuck on the front of your helmet, and it's just there all the time, and you're just like, I don't need it there anymore. Well, just pop this off. You know, because even the other ones, the mount is still there. And again, one of the issues I had with the other style mounts, for one, this kind of one here has been working pretty good, but the visor seal doesn't go down all the way. And one of them broke. And imagine if it broke when my GoPro was actually on it. And even the sticker ones, I was actually fortunate. I had one stuck to the side. Actually, I think it was this helmet, and it just unstuck itself. It just fell off. Luckily enough, I I had my microphone plugged in, and the microphone cable kept it just kind of dangled. And I was able to take it and, you know, tuck it into my jacket while I was riding so that I didn't lose it, because that would have made for cool footage if I could have found the camera, but I would have also possibly lost a GoPro, which would have made me very, very sad. So if you're looking for probably the best action camera, motorcycle, GoPro style mount, I, without question, think this is probably it. You can mount it to all parts of your actual motorcycle. I could put this on my engine guards. So good. So good. And everything's built really well. Super tight. Yeah. A little pricey in regards to GoPro mounts, but I do think it's probably one of the best ones out there. Bought this with my own money. You saw it. Bought it with my own money. If these guys want to get a hold of me to send me some more, I'm cool with that. All right, guys, I'm out. Buy one of these if you're doing this kind of stuff. Recording. So good. Links down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, if you use one of these, or if you use something different that I'm unaware of, let me know. Comments. Get on down there. All right, my friends. I might go for another ride. Later.